Yo, what's good, everybody? Keith from Almost in Full Color, and today we're doing our Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty review. Now, I know when this game dropped originally in its vanilla state, it burned a lot of people, especially people on the old gen. I didn't really have that experience, and I got to enjoy the game pretty much full and through. I had, I think, the two crashes, and I had to reload a mission, but for me personally, I played way worse by way of glitches and bugs. So, my experience definitely was on the better side of town. So I know for a lot of you, because of that burn, you're gonna approach this a little cautiously, and I totally understand that. I would say that a 2.0 update came out prior to this, and this is only for the new gen, so it's not for the old gen. So you can tell that they were really focusing on hardware that could run what they're trying to accomplish here. And it's absolutely amazing with this 2.0 update. Before I really get into the 2.0 update, though, I do want to give a shout out to anyone who likes anime, enjoys it casually or hardcore, and you just have not watched Cyberpunk 2077 Edge Runners, the anime. It is a really awesome anime, and I definitely would tell you to watch that prior to going into this. It would give you some background into the Cyberpunk world if you're not very familiar with the Cyberpunk world. All right, now going into this 2.0 update, they reworked the skill trees a little bit, so it's a little easier to make a build. However, you will need to level up to get some of those really cool perks and those cool skills. The Cyberpunk skill being one, or the Edge Runner skill being one of the ones that I think a lot of people are going to enjoy, that is tied in tandem a little bit with that anime. Furthermore, our cybernetics have been overhauled too as well, so you can only install a certain amount of cybernetics depending on your level at that time. So the higher level, the more cybernetics you can handle. Vehicle combat got overhauled, so now vehicle combat feels a little bit better. Driving feels a little bit better, so that's great. The updated police AI is now present, so you just can't get away with murder really like you used to be able to, and they just wouldn't care. Now the police actually have been updated, and they're actually quite efficient at what they do. They've also overhauled the difficulty a little bit, so a lot of people have been arguing about, how it feels and whatnot. I played on normal for the sake of this DLC. I really wanted to play it and get a feel for what was going on, and I felt like it was okay. Like, I had the AI, they were trying to hack me, they were doing a lot of stuff, but I'm currently doing a Netrunner gunslinger kind of build got going on there, so no one's hacking me at this point. I did up the difficulty after this because I did feel like I was walking through it a little too well, but I definitely could tell that they upped the difficulty on that normal. There were a few times I did get caught up in some tough spots. There are a few points where you're gonna get some really tough enemies that come at you, and they just come in like it's absolutely ridiculous. So I definitely think difficulty wise, if you're a new player starting at the beginning, if you put it on hard or very hard, it is going to be tough. You don't have those skills and all that stuff available to you like I do with my current save. So I do have the luxury of having a save file that does have an advanced version of V versus what you may get. So that's just something to pay attention to. But furthermore, the gameplay for me outside, with the driving feeling better, there's more people also in Night City as well. It feels more alive now with the more people being in there. So it's very nice that they were able to update that to make Night City feel more alive, more like stuff is going down. You see a lot of crime going on, and that really speaks to what Night City is. It's a lawless land, but you exist within it, and you work within the economy and the societal status that you have. Speaking of all of that, now I don't mean to sound condescending to anyone, but if you have not played a CDPR game, you should know that the decisions you make in the game will bear heavy consequences one way or the other, okay? So with that being said, you're going to make decisions, you're going to tell people things. If you tell someone that you're done with the job, that's it. You told them, I'm done. End of story. So, with the new DLC, there is a point where you could tell somebody that you're done with them, and that literally will kill the DLC for you. You will not be able to progress any further. So, to be honest, I don't know why the option exists. However, with the spirit of everything in this game, the options should exist there. There are several jobs where you could just tell people, yeah, no, I'm not doing your job. Like, get away from me. and that's perfectly fine. This DLC also doesn't live at the end of the game, it lives inside of the main campaign, if you will. So, with that being said, you do have to get to the main campaign's ending, really. This is kind of a side story. So, with that being said, like, you could not take that job because at the end of the day, you still had to go through and carry out the main campaign. So, guys, if you really want to enjoy Phantom Liberty, I suggest you do not tell the character that is Solomon Reed that you're done with him. And since I guess we're on the topic of Solomon Reed, I know in my MK1 video I spoke to how Megan Fox and John Claude, to me, really didn't do the best jobs of their voice actings in MK1. However, this is a great example of having an A-lister come in and take things seriously. Keanu Reeves does reprise his role as Johnny Silverhand in this DLC, and you could tell that he definitely cared and took this seriously. He did a phenomenal job as Johnny Silverhand in the main game, which I covered whenever I did that video. And now Idris Elba comes in as Solomon Reed, and he kills as well. Honestly, like, you could tell he took this seriously too. This is a spy thriller, and if you've seen any of Idris Elba's movies or TV shows, you can tell he's kind of like right in the pocket with that. That's kind of something that he's into a little bit. And it seems to come probably a little easier for him, being kind of mysterious and, but at the same time shows like, oh, if we need to get down to it, we can get down to it. All in all, I really enjoyed this DLC. If you've played a CDPR DLC, you know that price tag reflects how much content you're getting. And this DLC was $30, and it came with an additional 30 hours of content on top of a main game that's going to take anywhere between 50 to 60 hours if you want to do a lot of what Night City has to offer. Now, you can crush the main campaign, I believe, in about 23. But ultimately, take that 23. With this DLC, I think if you just wanted to go and crush a story itself, you probably could clean it up in about 12, I would say. You are going to get sidetracked. So I would say 12 is a reasonable number because you will get sidetracked with certain things. You're going to want your cybernetics and all that stuff. It's one of these games that you get into it, and I feel like you're like, I'm just going to go do this thing, but you're like, hold on. I want to be able to air dash. They put air dashing in. I really want to do that. Hold on. I can now put in multiple hacks on something, so I could like basically have a hack queue going, which is part of my Netrunner build. And my original build in the main game was a katana build, and they've overhauled swords as well, so swords do feel so much nicer to play with. But I got this like really kick-ass pistol, and I just been going crazy with the smart weapons because I got a smart pistol and a smart SMG. I just been going absolutely crazy just with messing around with builds. I want to make a toxic build. There are just so many different builds that you can mess with. Thermal, electric. It's crazy. You can make an invis build if you want to go straight pacifist and not be seen. You could kind of do a cloak build so where no one ever sees you do anything. It's absolutely crazy what you can do in this game. And this DLC, this 2.0 overhaul, definitely did this game some wonders. It breathed new life into it. It's one of those for me where I haven't played a game in a while and I forgot how much I really enjoyed this game. Much like how the Horizon Burning Shores DLC reminded me how much I love that Horizon game. Even though I hadn't played in a while, I came right back to it and it was like, wow. They do an excellent job with their games and their DLCs. Hats off to CDPR. I am very, very happy that they said that with the success and what they saw with Phantom Liberty so far, they got greenlit to go ahead and do a sequel to CyberPunk 2077. I know it's probably not going to be out for 5 or 6 years, but I will be patiently waiting and playing all these games that we're going to get in the meantime, between time. That's going to do it for this one, you all. Make sure you hit that subscription button, that notification button. We got so much more coming to this channel. You know that Mario RPG is coming. You know that Star Ocean is coming. And you know I will be covering that here. Assassin's Creed and Spider-Man. It's going to be crazy. We got some group videos with Super Mario Wonder coming. So hit that notification subscription button to catch all those videos that will be coming to the channel. And of course, I know it's not Thanksgiving yet, but I think it's safe to say we're getting close to that Mario Party Christmas edition. Who will win? There's only one way to find out. Stay tuned. As usual, peace, be easy, be blessed.